Tell me what's happening here today.
We are having a spay-neuter clinic for feral community free roaming cats in Niagara County.
And what does that entail?
That entails, a lot of these projects are planned trapping projects where we go out and trap the cats on the premises. We bring them in, we spay, neuter them, vaccinate them, give them a worming treatment, flea treatment, ear tip them. Their left ear is tipped. That's a universal sign that they've been spayed, neutered, and they're a community cat, feral cat, barn cat, live outside. This cat lives outside and it's all been bedded. They leave it alone.
So don't bring her inside,
Nope.
leave her alone.
Leave her alone. Don't call animal control to come pick her up.
Well, people who love animals would find it hard to leave someone so pretty alone.
But she doesn't want to live inside. She was born outside, those are her elements, and that's where she lives. Actually, she lives on a farm. She's from a farm, lives in a barn.
The rest of the cats, how many cats do you have here today?
Today, I never do the total till the end of the clinic because I don't like to tell doctor how many cats we have.
Is this the right cage, Kelly? She might walk out. Is this the right cage?
Christy, who was on the table?
We've done 8 females so far today.
This is the eyeball.
Eight females so far?
So far today.
And how many males?
I don't know. I don't keep track of those.
So I'm going to say we have well over 25, probably close to 30 cats.
And who's the one who's been gathering up all these kitties?
Hey. There's your lady right there.
There's our lady right here.
Ruth, I got a live one. Or are you doing?
Oh, I'll do that for you. Yeah.
Let me do it.
Yeah, I mean, this is an ongoing problem in Western New York, and there's not enough being done about it. Feral Cat Focus, who is located in Blaisdell, they're the ones that actually trained me and taught me everything I knew many, many, many years ago. When I lived in Niagara Falls, on our street, there was 37 stray cats in LaSalle.
Wow.
And everybody complained about the cats, and people fed them, but they never did anything with them. So through research and my friends over there, I trapped them all, spayed and neutered them, and the colony still exists in Niagara Falls, but there's only 8 left.
And who's working with you today? All volunteers?
All volunteers. This is the beautiful Christy Ann, and I'm very partial because she's my little girl.
Aw, Christiane.
She is a vet tech. I have Ruth Miller, who's over here cleaning the instruments.
Hi, Ruth.
She is the doctor's mother.
Ruth Miller, you're the doctor's mom?
Yes.
Well, you must be very proud of all these people.
Oh, it's wonderful. And what they're doing here is phenomenal. It's a great program, and that's why I volunteer.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Are you a vet tech or are you a volunteer or doctor?
I'm a chiropractor.
Oh! Wait a minute. You're a chiropractor.
And our friend.
And how did you get involved with all of this?
It all started when I met Dr. Rouet, and she was the troublemaker for me and threw me into a life of helping out.
And are you particularly fond of cats?
I'm fond of all animals, and I'm a big believer that we should do our best to keep our community cats healthy because they are indeed part of our community.
Thank you.
And identify
So
yourself,
what are you
princess.
doing?
We're waiting for her to wake up and maybe cough or gag a bit so we can pull her tube. She's been intubated. The females are all intubated.
Does she get ticked off? Do they get ticked off when they wake up?
Sometimes they do. Yeah, sometimes they become a little bit unruly.
Do we have any boys left?
Oh, but she's doing good, right?
Yeah, I think she is. We're just
And
waiting on her
that's Beth
reaction.
Branch.
And I'm Beth Branch.
Hi, Beth.
She is actually with another rescue, Pets Alive, Western New York, who
Little
is
plug.
also
Let me
my
see.
friend.
Ah, Pets Alive.
Yeah, my friend.
You're welcome. And we're friends, yes.
And Kelly, who do you have now?
I have a little boy that was born in a barn, and he is actually very friendly, but we are going to vaccinate him and neuter him today so he has no children. Huh. Yes. So he falls into a community cat program,
Got it.
because, yes. Here's a boy.
All right, we're not going to poke him yet. Okay.
Kelly, while
Yes.
you're holding him,
Yes.
would you tell me, oh jeez, he's beautiful.
Isn't he beautiful?
Why do you do this?
Why do I do this? Because, you know, I love animals. I love all animals. Cats were not on the top of my list, to be honest with you, but the plight of the cat was so desperate when I moved to the city, Niagara Falls, where I lived for 28 years. And that's when I became involved with the cats. So I've been doing this 20 years probably. Have I, Christy, 20 years? 15?
So how many
20 years?
cats do you think you've?
How many cats have I trapped?
Well, we're in the 500s for this, and this has only been going on a year.
Thousands.
Wow.
It's a Donald Trump thing that goes billions.
But you know, I work with a lot of groups. A lot of people, a lot of groups. It's not just my effort. It's a lot of people over the years that have made this all come together.
You're so modest.
Wow.
She is.
She is modest,
She's
isn't she?
amazing. If it weren't for her, none of this would happen.
She's gonna be canonized.
And this has only been going on a year, right?
This has only been going on a year, and that's Carol Tutzauer. Right?
Hello,
That's-
Carol.
She is, actually, she was the founder of Buckley Humane Organization, which became Pets Alive. Spin-off of Community Cats Alive, which we both are involved in. She works at University of Buffalo. She is a teacher, and any statistic you want to know, that's my girl.
That's right.
Can you tell me some statistics about these cats?
How many?
Certainly. There's too many. No,
There's too many cats.
no I mean, basically, very few cats get adopted in shelters. In fact, 3 times more cats will be adopted off the street, so the main thing is we don't want them to go into shelters, so we get them fixed and put them back, and if they're cute and cuddly, people take them in, which is wonderful, and if they're not, they stay on the street so long as they're healthy and otherwise okay, and they've got caregivers who feed them and provide them with shelters, and everybody's doing fine so long as they're not having babies.
They end up just being beautiful creatures like raccoons or
That's
squirrels
right.
or
Yeah, absolutely.
other wildlife.
Yeah. So, and I think it's fun to watch them
I do too.
running up trees and rolling around in the summer
Well,
and scampering through the
We've
cornfields.
talked. If we were cats, we'd rather be outside.
I would rather be outside.
I would rather be outside.
Barn cat gets my life.
Barn.
But then again, I feel the same way as the humans.
Wait, what did you say?
Oh, I like to be at the horse barn. So I think it's a great life for a cat, and there are a lot of barn cats that come in here that have good places to live, but they need to be healthy.
See, and it's human nature. People look at animals and they think, oh, they all have to be in the house, and that's not the reality. A lot of these cats do not ever want to be in a house. This is their life. They want to be outside.
Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic, as my daughter would tell you.
Anthropomorphizing
So we're
the
doing them a
cats.
disservice by forcing them to be in a house and live amongst humans when they don't want to. So you got to try to think like the cat. And I had told you, if you go to Goat Island, there's 7 black cats and 1 is it brown tabby that live in the trees and they live underneath the rocks. The parks had me come out and do that colony about maybe 3-4 years ago, and there was a lot of repercussion because people thought the cats should be gone, they shouldn't be there.
Right.
There's still people that say get the cats off the island, but they're happy there. That's where they want to be. And if they leave, another colony will move in. That's just the nature of the beast, and people don't understand that neither. It's called the vacuum effect.
What about the cats that want to live with humans?
They should live with humans. I mean, I have 3 cats of my own. They all live inside. They don't want to be outside. And there's those ones, and there's the other ones that are, it's a hard sell to a lot of people. Especially in the municipalities where they should be helping their community cats and monetarily contributing to the cause.
And
But
for
they
the
don't.
Rabies,
But they don't.
I think it's absurd that I would like to see the government help pay for rabies vaccines.
Well, they
Ah.
won't.
They
I would
won't.
like it.
No, they won't because they think that the cats shouldn't be there. They think that TNVR.
And that's wrong with people too. When people call and they ask for help for us to come out and survey a colony to help with these cats, 9 times out of 10, Carol Tutzauer, they want the cats gone. That's right. We don't remove cats. There's nowhere to put them. We don't want them in danger, though if they're in danger, then, I mean, but
The shelters are already
they're
bursting
already
at the
full.
seams.
I mean, why do you want to tax the shelter?
By 11 days in a shelter, or about, actually, I believe it's 2 weeks in a shelter, 90% of the cats will have upper respiratory from the stress of being in the shelter.
Oh,
So they don't want them in the shelter. Keep them outside. And more people adopt cats from outside than will adopt from a shelter anyway. So if we fix them and get them out, they're not causing a problem. They keep rodents down. which is wonderful. And they have caregivers that look after them, which is good. And a lot of people will take them in if they're friendly. If not, nobody ever really sees them too much, so, because they hide most of the time.
That's what I'm about to do.
Feels like a perfect plan.
I think so. Kelly and I started Community Cats Alive. I was founder of Buffalo Humane, but we left there when we started this initiative to kind of expand it and grow it. So Kelly and I have been working really hard to do community cats of late. So
Are these community cats?
yes, they are.
Oh gosh, they're so
Little
sweet.
kittens.
I love loves. They don't really respond to humans, do they? Some do.
Some do, if they've been socialized with humans. Some of them have gotten some human attention, but a lot of times, by the time they're this old, if they haven't gotten any human attention, they're not going to be very friendly and make good pets. But these guys have obviously, somebody's handled them, so that's good.
Hello.
So they'll go back, and oftentimes the people that find them and look after them will find homes for the little ones.
I'll leave that on you.
Okay,
Just make sure the blood stops.
I have small cats as well. Okay, and this is Village Vet.
Yes.
These are fleas and flea dirt.
Oh.
So she's probably got intestinal parasites too.
And Michelle, I wanted to tell you about Dr. Rouet, and she doesn't like attention brought to her. I do respect that. I did a letter writing campaign many years ago to all the vets in Western New York, Niagara County I should say, to try to get help for the stray animals, and I never got a response from any vet. She opened up 5 years ago, and I sat out in her lobby. I did not work for her. I sat out in her lobby and waited for her. She came out and I bombarded her and identified myself, and she said, absolutely, I'll help you. And so we've been doing this together for 5 years. Yep. You know, the ferals, when I have to grab them out of the trap and they're not out of it, I have this up to 5. Just so
You
you
put
know.
it right back down?
Yes, and I put
Right.
it right back down because they need that little oomph.
Oh, yeah,
to
they
go
do.
down, 'cause their will is amazing.
So he's getting shaved now, getting prepped. Watch his essentials. She's good at this.
He's just a baby, Michelle. He's just a baby, so they heal very quickly.
Very
They have to be 2.5 pounds. That might be good to know to be spayed or neutered. 2.5 pounds.
I'm coming, Doc.
There you go. If you feed them, you must fix them, which people don't realize. They say they're not my cat. Well, once you start feeding them, you have assumed the responsibility of taking care of that cat. So it's your responsibility to be an advocate for that cat, which means spaying, neutering them, getting their vaccinations, and making sure that all that's taken care of. Because they can be nuisances if they're not taken care of properly. You'll be overrun with cats. So, and disease. They build a healthy county once they're all spayed and neutered. And that's what you want. And a lot of their problem, the spraying, the fighting, the howling, all of that stuff goes away. Henry is a cat that was trapped at Oppenheim Park, a neutered male, running around. Not real wild, but he does have a little bit of wildness in him. I'm going to assume, because I think I know everything, that he was actually somebody's house cat and they let him go. But anyway,
he wasn't neutered, he was probably
right,
spraying all over
he
the
wasn't neutered, so he was probably spraying in their house, so they probably just dumped him out at the park. So anyway, this cat has gotten into some fights, and we tested him on the fluke to see whether he had any diseases, and he does have FIV, which normally comes from fighting and sex between cats. So once you have them spayed and neutered and the fighting stops, that goes down to pretty much to 0 of being transmitted. So
Ready? Oh, good girl.
here,
There you go.
you put her in the cage.
Yeah, let's put her in the cage.
He's 5. Because I go up today.
She seems terribly docile.
She is, and she might be a feral cat that's just too scared to actually react.
She's a barn cat. So she's probably had interaction with the people on the farm. She's very well cared for. She gets fed twice a day. She lives outside with her family in the barn. So, yeah, so she won't ever have babies again. Thank goodness. We don't need any more cats.